So hello everyone, today we are going to see interesting array problem. So in this problem an array is called interesting if no subarray of length greater than 2 is non-increasing or non-decreasing. So we have to make an array interesting by rearranging the letters in any order. So first understand what is the interesting increasing array or decreasing array. So increasing array is the one where element is greater than its previous element except the first one, and decreasing sequence is the one where the element is greater than its next element except the last one. According to the question, what question is saying, like in if in the array if there is an subarray of size n greater than 2, if it is increasing or decreasing, then the array will be the then array will not be the interesting one. Like in this case, the subarray is the size of 4 and it is the decreasing subarray. So the array is not the interesting array. So now we can arrange some letter of the array, and we have to make it interesting one. So now question arises, what is the sequence of the interesting array then? So the sequence of the interesting array will be like, if we have an element A, then the next element can be greater like b, then the next element have to be smaller than the b, like c is smaller than the b. But what if it is greater than the b, like c is greater than b, then the array will be size of 3 and it is the increasing one. So to satisfy the condition of the interesting array, so c have to be decreasing smaller than the b. What about the next element, like d? If d is smaller than c, then this array is size of 3 and it is the decreasing array, then d have to be is larger than the c. So there is a pattern there is a pattern formation, like I can predict about the next element, like next element is e, then e have to be smaller than d, and next element if f, then it has to be greater than e. So if I take a case 36271, then the pattern will look like this, where the odd places element have to be either greater or smaller than their adjacent element. I can predict this, like in this case B, D, F are at the even places and they are greater than their adjacent element. Like B is greater than C and A, D is greater than C and E, and F is greater than E. So B, D, F are at the even places and they are greater than their adjacent elements. So there is a pattern formation like this, where in this pattern at even places the elements are greater than their adjacent element, and in this pattern the at odd places greater elements are greater than their smaller elements at their adjacent elements. So what will be the approach then? Like if we have given an array, then first we will sort. So you can you can observe one thing, like you need n by 2 elements, n by 2 greater elements and n by 2 smaller elements. So first I will sort the array, then I have make two queues. The first queue contains the first four smaller elements, or I can say n by 2 smaller elements, and q2 contains n by 2 larger elements. Then the pattern will be look like this, where the a sequence have the first element, which is the last element of the q2, and then followed by the last element of q1 a4, then last second element of q2, then last second element of q1, like you can see, and so on. Let's check last case, where there is too much similar elements. Like in this case there is 3 b's, so q1 will contain the first three smaller element a b b, and q2 will contain the last three larger element b c c. So the sequence will be this. Now you can see here, like in this sequence, this subarray, it is CBB. So it is actually B is not greater than B. B is equal to B, and this sequence is the decreasing subarray. So we have to print -1 here. So let's see one more test case which is given in the question. So the array is 55242. So after sorting, it will be 22455. Q1 will contain 22. So Q2 will have 455. So the sequence will be the last element 5, last element 2, last second element of Q2 will be 5, last second element Q1 is 2, and last third element of Q2 will be 4. And you can see this is interesting array. So let's do some code now. So we have given an integer n. Let's take input. Then we have given an array of size n. Let's take input of size n array. Then we will make two queues. Now, then I will sort the array. After sorting, I have to put n by 2 elements in Q1 and last n by 2 elements in Q2. So I will run a loop from I less than n by 2, and I will push first n by 2 elements in Q1, and I will iterate from n by 2 till I less than n, and I will push the last n by 2 elements in Q2. Now I will make an array answer. So I will run a loop while Q1 is not empty. Q1 is not empty, and then Q2 is not empty. So first I will push back Q2 dot top element. Then I will pop out. Similarly for Q1. Okay, it's front element, not top. Okay. So after this, there might be a chance Q2 is not empty in case of odd numbers. So we have to push last element of Q2 in answer. Now we have to check for the similar case. So I will run a loop from 0 to till n minus 1, and I will check whether answer I is equal to answer I plus 1. If it is so, then I have to return minus. Otherwise, I have to print answer. Okay, so after finding some mistake, it will be Q1, not Q2, and here is plus plus. So let's run it. Works fine. Let's check. So it got accepted, as you can see. So if you find this video helpful, then you can like, share and subscribe. Thank you.